Before we kick off tonight's Soccer Bedtime Story, I want to just say how happy we are to be back with you, soccer friends. We had to take a short break. Our computer gave out, and it took us some time to get everything back up and running. But we're here again, and we truly want to keep these stories going. A huge thank you to our bedtime ballers, our monthly supporters who make this podcast possible. You've helped bring us back, and you're the reason these stories reach families all around the world. If your family looks forward to these stories each night, we're asking you to take the next step. Become a bedtime baller today. For just a few dollars a month, less than the cost of a stadium snack, you help us creating new episodes, new moments, and new memories. Without the support, it becomes really hard to keep this going consistently. So if you've ever thought about joining, this is the moment. Head over to Soccer Bedtime Stories and sign up today. Your support truly makes the difference between these stories continuing or going quiet. And don't forget to follow us on Instagram at MySoccerBedtime for behind-the-scenes moments, bedtime shoutouts, and more fun with your soccer friends. Alright, boots off, blankets on. It's time for tonight's story. Hello, soccer friends, and welcome back to Soccer Bedtime Stories. Every 4 years, the world gets ready for something magical. Flags are lifted from closets, jerseys are pulled over sleepy heads. Families gather around televisions, radios, phones, and stadium seats. Children learn the names of players from countries far away. Parents tell stories about games they watched when they were young. And all around the world, soccer fans begin to dream. They dream of last-minute goals. They dream of packed stadiums. They dream of their team walking out onto the field while the whole world watches. But for some fans, the World Cup can feel like a dream that is always just out of reach. Year after year, tournament after tournament, they cheer, they hope, they sing, and they wait. They watch other countries take their place on the biggest stage in soccer, while they wonder when their turn will finally come again. And sometimes, the waiting lasts so long that a whole generation grows up hearing about the World Cup as if it were an old family story. A story told by parents, a story remembered by grandparents, a story passed down through songs, scarves, and bedtime dreams. But every dream needs one night when everything can change. One night under the bright lights. One night when the crowd is loud, the air is cold, and the players know that 90 minutes could turn years of waiting into joy. Before we begin today's story, I want to give a special shout out to Lewis. We are so glad you are part of our Soccer Bedtime Stories family, all the way from Scotland. A shout out to Devon and his team La Bestia, listening in the United States as well. We also want to say hello to our listeners turning in from Strabane in South Lancashire, Karlstad in Sweden, Mugla in Turkey, and Bucharest in Romania. Thank you for listening from around the world. Leave us a note and let us know where you are turning in from. We love seeing how far these soccer stories travel. Now, close your eyes and imagine a stadium filled with songs. Imagine thousands of scarves waving in the night. Imagine a team carrying the hopes of everyone who had waited, believed, and dreamed for 28 long years. Tonight, we travel to Hampden Park, where the grass is green and the crowds are loud, for a story of patience, belief, and one unforgettable night. This is Once Upon a World Cup. Scotland qualifies for the World Cup. Long before that night in Hampden Park, before the scarves waved and the songs echoed into the Glasgow sky, there was a memory. It was the summer of 1998. The World Cup was in France. The world was watching. Scotland was there, walking onto the field with pride, wearing the dark blue shirt, standing beside some of the best teams on earth. For Scottish fans, it was a moment to remember. But after that tournament ended, something strange happened. 4 years passed, then 8, then 12, then 16. Every World Cup came and went, but Scotland was not there. Children grew up hearing stories about the old days. They heard about players who had worn the shirt before them. They heard about big matches, packed stadiums, and the feeling of seeing Scotland on the world stage. But for many young fans, it was only a story. They had never seen it for themselves. They had never watched Scotland walk out at a men's World Cup. They had never felt that special kind of nervous excitement, the kind that comes when your country is about to play while the whole world is watching. Still, the supporters kept believing. The Tartan army kept singing. They packed their bags, followed their team, and filled stadiums with hope. Sometimes they went home happy. Many times they went home heartbroken. But they always came back. Because that is what true supporters do. They believe even when the road is long. They sing even when the night feels cold. They dream even when that very dream feels so far away. And after 28 years of waiting, Scotland had one more chance. One match, one night. One team, though, standing in their way. Denmark. Hampden Park was ready. The lights shone on the green grass. The seats were full. Scarves stretched above heads. Voices rose into the night. Some fans had waited nearly 3 decades for a night like this. Some had been children the last time Scotland played in the Men's World Cup. Now they were growing up, standing beside their own children, hoping that this would be the night when the old stories became new again. But Denmark had come with a dream too. They were strong. They were calm. They were dangerous. And most importantly, they did not need a win. A simple draw would be enough for Denmark to finish ahead of Scotland and qualify for the World Cup. That meant Scotland had no choice. They had to win. Not almost win, not play well and come close. Win. The players knew it. The fans knew it. The whole stadium knew it. Steve Clarke, Scotland's manager, stood near the sideline. He had guided his team through the long qualifying road, and now everything came down to this. 90 minutes, maybe a little more. One final push. The referee blew the whistle, the ball rolled, and Scotland's dream began. The match was only a few minutes old when the ball came toward the Danish penalty area. The crowd leaned forward. Inside the box, Scott McTominay watched the ball carefully. Most players would wait for it to drop. Some would try to control it. But McTominay did something different. He flew. His body lifted into the air. His back turned toward the grass. His legs swung up, and for one beautiful second, it looked like time had stopped. His foot met the ball. A bicycle kick. The ball shot toward goal. The goalkeeper could not stop it. The net moved, and Hampden Park exploded. Scotland had scored. After only 3 minutes, the long wait, the nerves, and the hope all burst in one giant roar. McTominay ran to celebrate. His teammates chased him. The fans hugged, shouted, and jumped in the stands. It was the kind of goal that children try in the backyard. The kind of goal that makes people spill their tea. The kind of goal that belongs in a story such as ours. For a moment, it felt like the whole stadium was floating. Scotland led Denmark 1-0. The dream was alive. But dreams are, especially soccer's dreams, are rarely easy, and Denmark was certainly not ready to give up. They did not panic. This was what strong teams do, and they were on top of the group for a reason. They stay calm. They pass the ball, they move into space, they wait for the right moment. Scotland had the goal, but Denmark had the quality. They had players who knew how to handle pressure. They had their own supporters watching from home, hoping their team would reach the World Cup too. And slowly, Denmark began to push. Scotland defended with energy. Players chased every ball. They blocked passes. They won tackles. They fought for every inch of grass. But then Denmark found its chance. Rasmus Højlund stepped forward. The ball came to him and he finished. Goal for Denmark. The score was 1-1. Suddenly, Hampden Park felt different. The songs did not disappear, but the nervousness returned. A draw was good enough for Denmark if the match ended this way. Scotland's long wait would continue. The fans knew it, the players knew it, and now Scotland had to climb the mountain all over again. They had started with magic, now they needed courage. The second half arrived with the match still hanging in the balance. Every pass mattered, every run mattered, every mistake felt enormous. Scotland needed a goal and the minutes kept moving. Then came the moment. Lawrence Shankland found space. The ball came in, and Shankland did what goal scorers do. He put it away. Goal for Scotland. Hampden Park erupted again. Scotland led 2-1. The dream was back in their hands. Players sprinted towards each other. Fans shouted into the cold night. Somewhere in the stands, children who had never seen Scotland in a men's World Cup began to believe that maybe, just maybe, this was the night. But Denmark still would not disappear. Even after going down to 10 men, Denmark kept fighting. They needed only one goal to change everything. And with the match moving toward its final minutes, Patrick Dorgu found it. 2-2. The stadium fell into a nervous hush. Not silent. It was never silent in Hampden Park, but worried. Because now Denmark had the results they needed. Scotland had played with heart. Scotland had scored twice. Scotland had given everything, but it was simply not enough. The clock kept ticking. The dream of a return to the world stage was slipping away. Now came stoppage time. There are moments in soccer or football when the ball seems to choose a player. It rolls into space. It waits. And someone has to be brave enough to strike it. In stoppage time, with Scotland needing one more goal, the ball came to Kieran Tierney. Tierney had spent so many years giving everything for the club and country. He had run up and down the left side of the field, defended with heart, and played through the kind of pressure that makes legs feel heavy. But in this moment, he did not hesitate. He stepped toward the ball. He struck it. The shot flew through the night, past defenders, most importantly, past the goalkeeper, into the net. Goal for Scotland. 3-2. Hampden Park shook. The crowd roared like it had been waiting 28 years, which it had, to make that exact sound. Players ran with their arms wide open, fans jumped and screamed and grabbed the people next to them. The blue shirts on the field knew what the goal meant. Scotland was ahead. Scotland was minutes away. Scotland was almost back to the World Cup. But time was still on the clock. And when a dream is that close, the final seconds can feel like millennia, like years, slowly dropping like one of those sand timers. Denmark pushed forward. They had to. There was no time to be careful. The Danish goalkeeper Kasper Schmeichel moved far from his goal, trying to help his team find one last chance. The ball broke loose. Kenny McLean saw it, and then he saw something else. The goal was open. Far away, almost impossibly far. The net waited. Most players would take a touch, some would pass, some would try to run the ball into the corner and protect the lead. But McLean had an idea, a brave idea, a wild idea, a storybook idea. From near the halfway line, he lifted the ball. It rose into the night sky. For a moment, everyone watched. The players watched, the coaches watched, the fans watched. The ball sailed and sailed, floating toward the empty goal. Then it bounced, it rolled, and it crossed the line. Goal for Scotland. 4-2. Now the dream was no longer almost real. It was real. Hampden Park became a sea of noise and joy. The players could barely believe what they had done. The fans could barely believe what they had seen. A bicycle kick, a late thunderbolt, a goal from nearly halfway. And after 28 long years, Scotland was going to the World Cup. When the final whistle blew, no one wanted to leave. Not straight away. The players stayed on the fields, the fans stayed in the stands. Songs filled the air. This was not just a win, it was a return. It was for the supporters who had followed the team through hard years. It was for the parents who remembered 1998. It was for the grandparents who had told all the old stories. And it was for the children who would finally have World Cup memories of their own. Soon Scotland would pack its bags for the 2026 World Cup in North America. There would be new stadiums, new opponents, new songs, and new dreams. But no matter what happened next, the night at Hampden Park would always belong to them. The night Scott McTominay flew, the night Kieran Tierney thundered, the night Kenny McLean saw the impossible and tried it anyway. The night a team, a stadium, and a whole country remembered how powerful a dream can be when no one gives up on it. So tonight, soccer friends, as you close your eyes, remember this. Sometimes dreams take time. Sometimes they wander far away. Sometimes they make you wait longer than you ever expected. But if you keep believing, keep working, and keep singing through the cold nights, the dream might just find its way home. So now as we go to sleep, like Scotland, you can dream of Brazil, Morocco, and Haiti, of Boston and Miami, of the World Cup coming, and the dreams and believing. Sleep well and dream big, soccer friends. Thanks for joining us under the stars. If tonight's story brought you joy, here are 3 simple ways to keep the magic going. 1. Become a bedtime baller. Support the podcast for the cost of a stadium churro or a match day snack at soccerbedtimestories.com. You can find the link in the show notes as well. 2. Follow us on Instagram at MySoccerBedtime. We'd love to see where you listen, who your favorite players are, or even what bedtime looks like at your house. 3. Read The Biggest Soccer Adventure So Far. Grab a Soccer Mystery Chronicles, The Haunting of St. Mary's Stadium, and dive into the world of haunted tunnels, hidden relics, and brave sisters solving the game's greatest mystery. With your support, we'll keep telling the stories that help kids and adults fall asleep dreaming of goals, teamwork, and faraway stadiums. Sleep well and dream big, soccer friends.